Hello guys, hope everybody is doing good, having a great weekend. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. So this recap is for Friday, a lot of Friday special. So lots to cover. Friday there was all day bearish day on the market. So I'm going to cover that, how we nailed the puts, how the community had a huge profitable day going short on the market. We'll talk about that as well. But anyways, just a quick introduction before we start. Anybody who's new to me, new to my X, Twitter, or new to my YouTube. All these recaps, all these teachings are from any trade ideas, trades that I discuss on Twitter or I share with you guys in previous YouTube videos, or they are from my community. We trade a repeatable system, EMA Cloud system, which is a repeatable system. We do not trade random. Thousands of traders across the world use this system to trade consistently. We have repeatable setups that we repeat again and again. System is how you trade, setup is what you trade. So we provide this pre-market planning, which actually I shared on Twitter as well, with everyone free. So we have these earning plays, news plays, upgrades, downgrades. We already know what is going to move, right? So we already know that these things are going to move because of these news, and that's how we have a pre-market planning, pre-market buys, and you can see that news, support, resistance, game plan, and we use EMA clouds to play that either long side or short side. In addition to that, we also have something called day 2 setups. Today, First Solar and Spot were a few of our top for day 2 setups that in the community, which were really good. I did a free webinar on these day 2 setups as well, how to play them, or you can learn them by watching my previous videos. In addition to that, we also provide daily levels for SPY, QQQ, Netflix, Boeing, Amazon, Meta. These levels come handy if you want to trade yourself, either short side or long side, based upon these support pivots, resistance pivots, and based upon the EMA clouds. Today was a great day, a great example, because a lot of things today faded under these levels. For example, Google, SMCI, not SMCI, Google, ARM, AMD, NVDA. So it was a great day. So with all these resources, I'm usually on voice first few hours. On Friday, actually, was on the voice all day long, guiding everybody through the market. Then we have a lot of tools in the community. We have a lot of scanners, stock scanners, option scanners, news scanners, news bots, audio alerts. We have Bookmap, and then I'm live screen sharing, going through all the charts, all the setups with the traders. So anyways, that being said, let's start with the Friday recap. All right, so we're going to start with SPY, QQQ, right? So the market, one thing I've seen today, I talked to hundreds of traders on Friday. They struggle with the trend at open, right? I mean, so that's what I'm going to talk about. So let's first look at SPY, right? What's SPY doing? Let's go here, look at the daily chart coming into Friday. So we are breaking down, right? You see that it's a bearish red day, 600 psychological. We are breaking down, right? So we are breaking key EMAs. You know that between this level and this level, between this level and this level, there's a lot of support. There was no support in this area. So your expectation should not be like it's going to bounce, because you don't look at the big picture, right? We're breaking those EMAs. And look at VIX. So VIX was gapping up and strong back from the support. So you have this big picture view, right? Now that's fine. And then you know that we have yields. So first of all, you need to know what market will do. You need to know the things I teach again. What's VIX doing? What is TNX doing? That's the 5-year yield, 10-year yields. What's the US dollar doing? All these things can inversely pressure the markets. Right? Then of course you need to know what makes the markets by Amazon, Meta, Google, Microsoft, Netflix, Apple, Tesla. These make the market, right? So what they will do, the market will do that. Now, this is a 10-minute chart, right? Let me see. First of all, if you have really problem with figuring out the trend, install my Ripster clouds on your trading view. It's only on trading view. If you can't figure out the trend, that will tell you what to do. right? Ripster clouds were bearish all day. All day they were bearish. They were fading. Later, the 512s turned bearish. So anyways, so what are you looking here? If I go to the 1 hour chart, again, I talk about the 1 hour chart, right? So if 1 hour chart is bearish, right? So SPY was bullish. And there you go. 1 hour chart turned bearish yesterday. So you know 1 hour is bearish. So the trend is going to be bearish unless the 1 hour turns bullish. So there's no business feeling bullish about anything. There's no business feeling bullish about anything because look at the 1 hour chart here, right? 512s. So that's one thing. You know, same thing for QQQs. Same thing, it's 1 hour is bearish. Okay, so now you know that. The trend is bearish. You should not be looking for a bounce. Now let's look at the concepts I teach again and again and again. Let's look at this SPY. SPY under pre-market lows, there's no long, bearish. Under pre-market highs, no long, bearish. You see this? Why would I go long here? I would only go long if it pushed over this level. Then I would put my stops here. There's no signal to go long. That's why we shorted. QQQ right out of the gate. Our puts went 300% today. I mean, literally, folks made 5 figures today on this lot of Friday. Literally, you can see short puts 100%, bear flag, 500 target met, roll. All day I talked about. Though I can show you the options that went crazy on QQQs. We started from 502s that went from 120 all the way to $7, went 500-600% today. So that's a kind of patience you need to show when you're trading these setups. So anyways, short at the open. Why? It's under pre-market lows. Never reclaim 512s. Breaking daily EMAs. This is the daily EMA. That's its breaking. QQQ is breaking. QQQ is breaking daily EMAs, daily 20 EMAs. You see that? So bearish, no reason to long. Now comes the 10 a.m. concept. If the market is not making highs, bouncing after 10 a.m., you should not touch it. This is a bear flag breakdown. So there is no reason to long. And same thing, I'll do a video when we are long. I have other videos you can watch. There's no reason to long. And we are breaking and then it's all day fade. That's it. You should not be buying dip. You should promise yourself you're not going to touch anything under the 512s. Now, what concepts you can use to figure this out? I always talk about lows, pre-market lows, pre-market highs. Even yesterday we were short. There was no support anywhere. So you're bearish from right here, and all day you should not touch long. What is the second concept you can use? VIX. Teaching VIX again and again. VIX breaking out of 15. All hell breaks loose. Confident put. Load up your puts. Make 300-500%. People literally made 5-6 grand from 1,000 grands today in my community because of this repeatable setup. It's not about money though, but I'm talking about the exponential gains you can have from little risk. So VIX gives you another confident. VIX keeps breaking out, you keep holding your puts. Keep breaking out, you keep holding your puts. There's another bear flag right here. Keep holding your puts. And then comes our 10 a.m. concept. You go to Ripster Education. I talk about 10 a.m. concept. At 10 a.m., market will either bounce, either flag and continue to go, or reject. Market will do something at 10 a.m. This confirmed the 10 a.m. trend that today, whatever the trend is after 10:30, that continues that way. So it's not hard to figure out the trend, my friends, at the open. But the folks don't look at the overall picture. For me, this is bearish. 1 hour clouds bearish. Ripster clouds bearish. Ripster table tells me bearish. Everything is screaming bearish. You don't see me saying long anywhere here. Never. No longs. And I didn't let a single person to try to go long. Right? So And this, then we talk about the other sectors. We talk about semis all day short. All day short, Sammy. I tweeted about that in the morning. Sammy's all day. So I tweeted about that Sammy's are. I even alerted that QQQ SPY all bearish in the morning. If you listen to me on Twitter, you still did good and saved yourself from going long. I talked about that all Sammys are heavy. Don't chase the dips. Sammy's short. And look at that. Sammy's faded all day. Look at SOXL faded all day, ARM faded all day, NVDA all day, AMD all day, AVGO all day, Qualcomm was stronger earlier, faded later all day, Taiwan Sammy faded all day. And all you had to do was follow my system and respect the clouds. No touching longs anything, not touching longs anything. Because, and I could identify right at open. If I can identify it right at open and tell you that they are bearish, Sammys are all shorts, so can you. So can you, right? So Sammys were bearish there. And now let's look at our Mag 7. Amazon, short all day. Meta, short all day. Google, short all day. It's not hard. Look at Meta. Breaking this pre-market lows. Google, breaking this yesterday lows, pre-market lows. You clearly know the trend. You should not try to go long. And if you short, you should not panic sell, because never the stock, if you were short Microsoft, never the stock recovered from 512s. Watch my other videos where I talk about how we trade red days. I have so many videos about it, right? You can see my community. We were talking about Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon, everything short. Right, everything short. I even I think I showed you like the comments from my community how everyone was in the puts today, even the Mag 7, because Mag 7 is what makes the market. If I'm shorting QQQs, I can short Apple, I can short Microsoft, I can short NVDA, I can short whatever. You see that everybody in the community was, short all over. Somebody short MSTR, somebody shorting Netflix. We talk about Netflix separately. Somebody shorting Lily. So all those setups just working out beautifully in the community, right? So that's how you to find the trend at the open, guys. Using these principles. If the 1 hour was bullish, QQQ was bullish, price was pushing over 10-minute pre-market highs, I would have been long. If VIX was weaker, I would have been long. If Apple, Microsoft would have been stronger, I would have been long. If yields were weaker, I would have been long. If the daily chart told me it's bullish, I would have been long. But when you see these, you need to understand all these variables or these simple indicators that I created that let you understand, is it a long or is it a short? I created a playlist of how to trade the open from the past recaps, which watch that, learn it. So this recaps the whole market short, SPY, QQQ shorts, AMD and Sammy shorts, and Mag 7 short. Let's go to the next one. So next one we're going to quickly discuss is Netflix. So Netflix was sell the news. Netflix was on our watch list. Let's click here. Netflix Tyson versus Tyson fight tonight, and we were actually watching for sell the news on Netflix. We talked about the sell the news in the community, and even if you hit at 10 a.m., I mentioned at 10 a.m., you still made a lot of money by the time Netflix. I'm not going to touch too much on the how to manage the lot options. I have covered it in my past Friday recaps. So you can probably watch those recaps and maybe learn how to maximize your profits, how to maximize your profits on those on lotto expiry options, right? But you can see that this Netflix options went from $3 to $12, almost 200% there, 200 to 300% there. So that was Netflix breaking MTF cloud, ran up so much for so many days. There's always a sell the news, and especially the market was weak. So that made Netflix an A+ short. Beautiful move today. Let's look at some next ones. So next one we're going to look at is TPR. So TPR was So TPR was a day to short from our day to watch list. You see TPR. So I mentioned it as a day to short under these clouds, a day to system, nice trade from 57 to 56.42 was a nice scalp. Next one, we're going to look at Halo. Again, Halo was a gap down and fade setup, breaking a big support. You can see that Halo was on a game plan, trade versus 50, bearish to neutral. So trade versus 50, it was, so you see that it breaks 50 and then it fades all day. So beautiful short. I mentioned the short at the open. We were so busy with so many other shorts in the market, we didn't even need to focus on this one, but beautiful winner regardless.